historically, deforestation has been up to now the largest source of greenhouse gases which humans contributed to emit to the atmosphere. It's still about a third larger than accumulated emissions from fossil fuel burning. But today we are about in a range of between 12 to 20% of total greenhouse gas emissions. And it's still a very strong threat for climate security. Deforestation has been tackled under the negotiations of the United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change. And just at the last conference of the parties, a number of countries, OECD countries, were pledging about $3.5 billion to be invested in the fight to stop deforestation. Deforestation is very different in different parts of the world. You look at Indonesia, where the main driver of deforestation is illegal logging, and then you contrast this to deforestation in the Congo Basin, for example, where deforestation rates are still quite low. And there the main drivers are fuel wood burning, charcoal production, and also small-scale agriculture. On the other hand, the biggest deforester on Earth and also the biggest greenhouse gas emitter from deforestation is Brazil. And the latest estimates for the last 10 years are that 80% of the deforestation emissions in Brazil are attributed to livestock. Livestock is expanding into the frontiers of the Amazon and thereby contributes majorly to emissions of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. You have two components. You have one is the direct emissions from deforestation, but then also animals emit quite a lot of greenhouse gases like methane and nitrous oxides. Since 2002, deforestation in Brazil was pushed back on a very fast pace. You take the region of Mato Grosso, for example, where most of the emissions from deforestation were occurring, which is also at the same time one of the major producers of livestock, mostly cattle. And Mato Grosso went from being one of the major emitters in the region to completely stopping deforestation today. What happened? People were actually able to bring in good governance into the region. They cleared out the land tenure issues. They were starting to apply the laws, the federal laws and also the provincial laws, and thereby could engage into finding real solutions. And the solutions were negotiated in such a way that rangers got the incentives to stop deforestation, and at the same time they were intensifying livestock production. This is an interesting, and you don't often see this, a win-win condition which we were observing. On the one hand, the deforestation emissions were stopped, and at the same time through intensification we could also bring down the greenhouse gas emissions from the livestock production to 1/3. So here what we see is that the livestock sector is not only a driver of deforestation and major greenhouse gas emissions, but also the livestock sector is in the center of the solutions to the problem.